All right, so there's this piece of news from Google. They just pushed out a new AI update for Chrome. And on the surface, it looks pretty minor. We could totally spend the next few minutes just breaking down the new features, but I think there's a much, much bigger conversation to be had here. And that's whether this little tweak is actually a signpost for a huge shift in Google's entire business model for search. Are they just making things a little bit better, or are they quietly rewriting the rules of the game? And really, that's the whole question, isn't it? Is this just about making things a little more convenient for us, the users, or is Google building something much bigger, something that could fundamentally change how value is created on the web? Let's try and unpack that together. So here's the catalyst for this whole discussion. On April 16th, this new update for AI mode in Chrome went live. And all it really does is let you see a web page and the AI chat right next to each other after you click a link. That's it. That's the what. But the why they're doing this, that's where things get really interesting from a business perspective. Now have a look at this. This is a great way to see the behavior change Google is aiming for. We've all lived the old workflow, right? You search, you click, a new tab opens, you read a bit, jump back to the search results, open another tab. It's easy to lose your train of thought. This new way is designed to stop all that. You've got the source material on one side and the AI assistant on the other. You never actually leave that search environment. And this is exactly how Google is selling it. They're positioning this as the cure for what they call tab hopping. And look, it absolutely is a better user experience. It solves a real annoyance. But is that the whole story? I don't think so. So this is where we start to peel back the layers. Because when a company the size of Google makes a change to a core behavior like this, it's almost never just about convenience. We have to start asking, okay, what new value does this create? And, crucially, who gets to capture that value? And here's the strategic shift in a nutshell. The browser is being transformed. It's moving from being just a dumb pipe, a simple tool for distributing links to other people's websites, into an intelligent workspace. The browser itself is becoming the destination, a place where you don't just find stuff, but where you actually stay to think about it and analyze it. This right here is the absolute heart of the matter. For 20 years, Google's job ended when they gave you a list of links. The really hard part, the comparing, the weighing of options, the final decision, that all happened after you clicked away on someone else's turf. Now, it looks like Google wants to own that whole process. They want to keep you inside their walls while you make your judgment. That's the real game changer. And this brings us to the trillion-dollar question. This new approach creates this massive tension with the very business model that built Google into a behemoth. I mean, for 2 decades, their money was made on one simple thing, the click that sends you away from Google. This is what we call the click economy. It's beautiful in its simplicity. You search, you click a link, you leave. That click is where the money changes hands. Google gets paid for sending you, and the website you land on gets the traffic to monetize. It's a simple and unbelievably profitable system. But what happens when that click starts to vanish? Okay, get ready for this number. It's kind of a big deal. According to an industry report from March 2026, 40% of all Google queries are now handled by AI synthesis. Let that sink in. That means for nearly half of all searches, you're not getting a list of blue links anymore. You're getting an answer generated right there by Google. And this quote just puts it perfectly. We're witnessing a shift from a click economy to what they're calling a citation economy. If you're a publisher, it's not enough to just get the click anymore. Now the goal is to be the trusted source that the AI cites in its answer. It's a whole new ballgame. Now, here's Google's counterargument to all the doomsayers. They're telling the market, don't worry. Robbie Stein, a VP over there, says this is actually expansionary. The bet they're making is that AI will get people to ask much more complex questions, stuff they'd never type into a search box before. And if that happens, the whole search pie gets bigger, creating all sorts of new ways to make money. It's a big bet, for sure. And this table really lays out why they think that bet might pay off. Look at the changes here. We're going from a few keywords to whole sentences. We're moving from just trying to find a link to actually trying to complete a task. The very idea of what a search is evolving, so it only makes sense that the business model has to evolve right along with it. And if we zoom out even further, you start to realize this new side-by-side view, it's not the final destination. It's just laying the groundwork. It's the foundation for a much, much bigger idea that people are starting to call the agentic web. So what the heck is that? Well, agentic search is basically where the AI levels up from being an answer engine to an action engine. It won't just tell you the best flight options, it'll go and book the one you want. It won't just list reviews for a product, it'll go out, compare prices across 10 different sites, and just buy it for you. It becomes your personal agent, doing things for you online.
And this isn't some far-off science fiction future. This is happening right now. Project Mariner, that's Google's internal project for an action engine. They're involved in building the Universal Commerce Protocol. That's the plumbing that will let these agents actually buy things. And they've even rolled out a new crawler called Google Agent. They are literally building the infrastructure for this agentic future as we speak.
And if you needed any more confirmation, here it is from the very top. Sundar Pichai, the CEO, has said that the future of search isn't a search bar, it's an agent manager. Think about that. It's a place where you manage and direct your team of personal AIs to go accomplish tasks for you. Which brings us right back to where we started. This little Chrome update, it might just look like a small convenience feature, but when you dig in, you see it's a critical piece of a much grander strategy to climb up the value chain, to go from just being the distributor of links to being the owner of the entire judgment process. The real question isn't whether search is changing. It is. The question is whether Google can successfully build and then monetize this new role as a central judgment interface for the entire web. So, there you have it, just a little food for thought. And of course, a quick reminder that this analysis is purely for informational purposes and should not be taken as investment advice. Thanks for tuning in.